What's going on, everybody? I'm Can't Kill Dill, lover of all things morbid, macabre, and terrific. If you feel the same, maybe you should hang the like button up by chains and show it where the lines between pleasure and pain blur.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Feel a little rosy air.
So maybe as no surprise whatsoever, just as quickly as we had gotten the hope, it has been stripped from us. Sean S. Cunningham has updated his little blurb or bio on his Cameo account, and he removed the section in which it said a 13th film in the Friday the 13th franchise would be arriving 2023 or next year. The part's just gone now. But maybe there's a couple different ways you could view this. Maybe this is actually a good thing. Perhaps he wasn't supposed to let that detail slip. Maybe some progress happened, with the whole legal battle, and he just got a little overzealous or something. Maybe he let that slip, and the studio's like, dude, no, let's not, fucking reel it back in, bud. So maybe that's the case. I hope so. I hope that's the case. It could really go either way. Again, it's up in the air. I feel like this franchise has been up in the air for 13 years, actually. So I'm just as ready as everybody else for some concrete evidence that this is moving forward. But this seems to be just another toss-up. So I guess we'll see. Moving on to Scream, ever since production has wrapped, there's just been a shit ton of photos and stuff being dropped, behind the scenes stuff, whether it be from the official Twitter account or their TikTok or Instagram or Jasmine Savoy Brown, what have you.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
There's just been a lot of pictures that have been getting released. Well, I stumbled across these pictures today that, it's nothing too revealing, nothing too new necessarily. It's just a couple shots of the clapperboard. A shot of Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega in what appears to be like a grocery store, and then there's a shot of one of the clapperboards on top of, some produce or whatever. But the thing that caught me off guard a little bit is that we've been seeing the logo with the 2 exclamation mark blood spatters or whatever, to symbolize Scream 2 or whatever, Scream with emphasis, however you want to say it. But this is blurred out, and, it may be nothing, and I didn't really think too much of it at first, but, then I kind of thought about it a little bit, and we've seen the title many times. We've seen the 2 exclamation marks, little blood spatter, we've seen it. Why in these pictures is that space after the title Scream, why is that blurred out? Is it because it has a 6 or something else? It obviously wouldn't be long enough, doesn't look like it's long enough for an actual subtitle, enter really not good subtitle here, but why is it blurred out? The only thing I can think of is that it's a 6, but that's, that would be cool, but then that seems kind of so inconsistent now with Scream 5 being just called Scream. For the next one to just be called Scream 6, well, no, you know what? On second thought, actually, I think I would like that. I would prefer that. I would like that a lot. So I don't know what this is. Just something to think about. I'm kind of crossing my fingers that it just is a 6, and they're covering it up. But unless somebody else knows why these would be blurred out, released after the fact, when we've already seen the title card anyways, maybe the 2 exclamation marks all along were just, a working thing, something a placeholder. But I guess we'll find out as time goes, because we're going to be moving into post-production now. So I guess we'll see. Doug Bradley, the Pinhead actor, the original Pinhead, he was in attendance at the Silver Scream Con in Massachusetts. And he actually spoke a little bit on the new Hellraiser remake and Jamie Clayton inheriting his role. It seemed like it was coming. It's an interesting piece of casting. I don't know Jamie. Of course, they have taken even a little bit of a wrinkle in that because Jamie is transgender. I'm not familiar with her recent work, but there was a science fiction series on Netflix several years ago called Census 8, which I was quite a fan of. Jamie was in that, and I really, really liked her performance in that. I really can't say more than that. I do like to point out I did wear a skirt as Pinhead. It's an interesting casting decision. Well, that only goes so far. We say female Pinhead like we know what that means. But there are a million shades of femininity. Where exactly are they going to go with that? I think Doug Bradley is awesome. His thoughts on this are really cool. I love how open-minded he is about, passing on the role to someone in Jamie Clayton's kind of, to someone in Jamie Clayton's position. I think that's super cool. It's really awesome that he's a fan of her acting, and so that's kind of a huge plus. I was already on board with the casting of Jamie Clayton as Pinhead in the new Hellraiser film. Knowing that Doug Bradley kind of gives it his blessing just kind of gets me more kind of stoked to see this. Regardless, I just kind of keep getting more and more excited for this Hellraiser movie. I can't wait to see it, and I'm glad that it's not very far away. I am really curious how it's going to play out. I'm wondering if they're really going to lean kind of harder into that source material in the Hellbound Heart novella. The Cenobites weren't very prominent necessarily in that work, so I don't know if it'll be extremely accurate to the novella, but I'm wondering if it'll kind of pull more from it. I mean, obviously, I guess it already is with just this casting of Pinhead alone. I guess it already is kind of going in that direction. I guess I'm just really excited. I can't wait to see how that turns out, and I hope that Doug Bradley is proud of what Jamie Clayton does with the role. I hope we all are as Hellraiser fans. I hope we can all find, her take on this character to be just as impressive as Doug Bradley's, obviously in different ways. Anyways, how do you feel about all this? What do you think about Sean Cunningham removing that section from his little blurb on his Cameo account? You think that's a good thing, or you think that's a bad thing? I think it's kind of up in the air, so I don't know. And then what do you think about these photos released, behind-the-scenes photos of Scream 6 with Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, and the clapperboard? And the little section after the title being blurred out. Do you think it's hiding a 6? Do you think I'm just overthinking it? Maybe. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? And then how do you feel about the Hellraiser reboot? How do you feel about Doug Bradley's thoughts on it? Are you looking forward to it? Do you think that Jamie Clayton's going to let you down? Or do you think that this is going to be something just as iconic as Doug Bradley's version, just, in a different way? Anyways, leave your thoughts down below. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. I'd love to talk to you. See you guys later.